Hi Sagittarius, your reading for September. Here we have you charging into the unknown or something. You're making some sudden flight or departure somewhere. Let's go back to August. This was our first card out. So we'll look at the end of August, bring it right into September, and then roll even to the end of September going into October. Then we'll look at these cards together, pull more to clarify. It seems like the moves you've been making, you've been very conscious that you're letting other people down and you're very worried about upsetting other people with the choices you've been making, the moves you've been making. You've been probably being very adventurous. But yeah, you are worried that this is coming at a cost. And this has happened really in the month of August, I'm thinking. But something became clear to you either way, Sagittarius, and you decided, you know what? Regardless of what it is that I'm doing, it's impossible to keep everybody happy, and some sort of a realization has kind of come to you in the later part of August going into September that this is what you have to do for you, and you just have to make yourself happy. As we go into the month of September, something that you had been possibly on the fence about doesn't seem like you're going to be on the fence too much longer. It seems like you are getting that promotion for some, and if any of you are in any sort of a legal entanglement at the moment, or you have something that has not been settled legally yet, it's looking really good for you to, you know, get something good out of this by the end of the month and something to go in your favor. But if not, there is this kind of indication for me that you mightn't have been speaking to somebody, you might have been on the fence about something, or there had just been sort of a deadlock, and now in September you get some really big news, and not even news, but you get this momentum inside of you that feels like another chance. It feels like a rebirth, and it feels like everything that you've been doing as of now is almost been accounted for, and you're wondering, like, how does this affect other people? Some of the decisions and choices that you have been making probably do affect other people, but you can't spend too much time worrying about disappointing others, I suppose, because the rest of this reading is so alive and beautiful. So judgment comes in the month of September and heralds you to get your ass going, get going on something, and progress with something full steam ahead. And it looks like you are kind of geared towards going to a successful route with this, and something not only that's going to bring you a lot of like surface achievement and recognition. Deep down it fulfills you and makes you feel very satisfied. You could be hearing good news about somebody from your past, a sibling, somebody in your life that's gotten a promotion, and you know, you're really happy for them. It seems like this is exactly what they needed. Someone that you love is just doing really well, and it just makes you feel great, Sagittarius. We're going to look at these cards together and pull them up, but let me bring you to the end of the month. It's just beautiful. The 10 of Cups coming through for the end of September. Home, being held in esteem, feeling like this sense of honor. I think a lot of you are feeling like this really sense of honor, even bringing honor to your family. You're making everybody very proud by the end of the month, Sagittarius. So maybe that will be something that looks like getting a promotion, getting the recognition you deserve. Maybe it will be something in the courts that hasn't been settled yet, some sort of a visa application or something going your way that you needed to happen. The Ace of Wands at the end of the month too. So whatever, I think this is linked to the Ace of Swords. You had some sort of a insight or like download, and you're like, oh, this makes so much sense now. I have a workable plan forward. I know how to keep people happy. We go from the 5 of Cups, feeling like you've disappointed or let people down, to 6 of Cups, where, you know what, everyone's happy with how things turned out, and the people that love you, and there seems to be a lot of them here, don't, you know, they'll never mind. What is that? The people that matter won't mind, and the people that mind don't matter. And you've realized that regardless of what you do, Sagittarius, people will always love you, and it's hard to keep everybody happy. It's almost impossible, right? Especially without sacrificing our own happiness. Ace of Wands. So you got this insight, and you're like, okay, I can do this, and then it just seems to get easier for you. You feel like you are ready to take a chance on something else. You get something that frees you up. It could be like some sort of a fair ruling for you, but overall I do get the sense that an overarching theme of this reading, these are 2 major arcana cards that have come through for us so far in this reading. Judgment and Justice, they're big, they're karmic cards. It talks to me about actions having consequences, and that's justice. Whatever we decide to do in justice, we make a decision, we weigh it up. It's not a decision that's not going to bear consequences, though, that we have have to live with, negative or positively perceived. But judgment takes it a little bit further. Not only are you making decisions that have consequences for yourself, judgment asks you to reflect on what behavior or what you're doing, maybe you feel like what would generate good or bad karma, let's say. You're kind of been asked to think about that and see, am I serving myself in highest and best, but am I serving others in highest and best too? So you kind of have to account for your actions in the month of September and even beyond into October, okay? So let's look at these cards together and clear them up so we can understand what these cards are trying to tell us. Okay, Sagittarius, before pulling more cards and clearing up, let's just ground this again with an oracle. And this is going to be a message from your highest, most compassionate self to you now. From the Kuan Yin Chinese Goddess of Compassion Oracle. Let's see what's coming through for you, Sag. All right, so we've got Daughter of the Phoenix. Daughter of the Phoenix. Let's see what this is all about. It's number 6. Okay, here we go. I was right on it. Okay, so when the soul is ready to spread its wings and it goes through a deep cleansing, purification and preparation for new levels of spiritual wisdom, power and light. Just like the phoenix that is baptized through celestial fire to be born anew, you are going through such a phase of heavenly purification, preparation and initiation. This is an advanced phase of soul growth, and soon after you will enjoy greater spiritual advancement, peace, divine power and advancement on your divine life path. Kuan Yin, Daughter of the Phoenix, has been through both fire, both physical and heavenly, and has ascended into a position of great spiritual peace, power and authority. She guides you now to claim your rebirth and ascend. Okay. So think about, like, it sort of seems like you might be being called to step up to something that's more of a role of leadership, and that could be what this judgment is calling you to wake up to. Like, hey Sagittarius, not so fast. I know you have goals. I know you want to just, you know, have fun at home and relax, but there might be some purpose that you have to kind of go after in September. So let's take it back now to the Knight of Wands, 5 of Cups and the Ace of Swords and clear that up. But overall, this is such a beautiful reading. The 5 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands. You really spent a great deal of time worrying about how the choices and actions that you've been making, and how, since let's take this like mid-August, you've been making some moves and doing something that has caused you concern for other people and how that affects them. The 5 of Pentacles, the last thing you want to do is to make anyone feel left out or excluded, and you don't really want to be burdening people either. But you've become overburdened, Sagittarius, by worrying about other people and by, you know, just even worrying about their well-being, how they're doing. You see people around you acting differently, acting maybe a little bit more desperately, but it seems like somebody that you've been concerned about, like they might be having money troubles or low self-esteem, you kind of feel them getting back to their self, and like this could be the person from your past, a childhood friend, a sibling, somebody that you really just love very dearly, a dear friend, might be the person in 5 of Pentacles energy that you have been worried about. But you've been taking on an awful lot of their stress and their worries. It's becoming a bit too much of a heavy cross to bear for you, I think. And it seems like the burden of this to carry is something that you kind of want to unshackle from. Okay, so let's see. Let's keep going. Oh, and speaking of unshackling, the Devil at the bottom of the deck. Okay, you might be aware of somebody in your life, if it isn't you, that does have an issue with some sort of a vice like alcoholism, drug abuse, or something that's unhealthy for that person. If it's not them, Sagittarius, maybe you have become overburdened at work. The Devil card is about workaholism too. That's another vice, and it's just something else that we give our power away to instead of focusing on ourselves and what we really need. And it does seem like you need to take a load off. So especially if you felt like work has been overbearing for you, that's probably so, and you're not even getting the financial reward for it. And there's a real cliquey atmosphere here, or in this situation, like you feel like you can never get into the inside circle here, and it's like an uphill battle for you just to penetrate through that door and just be in the inner circle, or just, it just feels clicky, and yeah, that could be what's coming through for some of you, a clicky workspace. Okay, so September is kind of a change in pace. It looks really harmonious for you, but September might have even started with a bit of a bang for you in terms of, you know, something that feels quite major, transformative even. So this oracle talked about daughter of the phoenix. So we talk about the sign of Scorpio being the sign that rises from the ashes. Okay, it's likened to the phoenix. Judgment is associated with Scorpio because it's Pluto. Pluto is in astrology fundamentally keyword transformation, death and rebirth, but think transformation. So something does happen transformative at the start of the month. I think it's going to be perceived very positively by you and for others around you. Eight of Pentacles in reverse coming through with the Page of Swords. Okay, so right, there could be word coming through from a higher up from you by way of an email or correspondence, and you are been told basically that what you've been working on is changing. Maybe your work are saying to you something like, okay, Sag, we need your focus here again. This is really important. You actually have to teach somebody something. You have to train them in. You have to get them kind of going on something, and we need your expertise. That could be some information that comes your way. Otherwise, you get some sort of a correspondence and they're saying something to you like, what you've been working on might not be working for us. Can we put your focus elsewhere? You might decide, without even having to get this information, that through research, and you're on your computer here, you're on social media, you're researching, you're looking up other forms of content, and you kind of say to yourself, okay, this might be something I'd like to focus on or change slightly, because what you'd been doing wasn't fully working as well as it could be. And it seems like it's really important though. So it's important for you to get recognized this month, and it's also important for you to be happy in what you're doing. And for some of you might just feel like a project that you're working on right now is very unsatisfying, it's very boring, there's not a lot to it. You could actually do this in your sleep. Like, I imagine you've been able to do it in your sleep upright, but now really you're falling asleep at the desk here because it's so boring. So you want to try and incorporate something new to what you're doing. And I think now is your chance. Judgment comes and it says, hey, you've got a chance to do this. I really think you should. And for some of you, I think this is coming up around work associated with agriculture, the land, forestry, even kind of like environmental engineering and environmental work. And yeah, so that something might come up and they say, you know, that hasn't really been working. Could be something that you work with the physical body either. Health. Okay, that's not a big deal. It might just be something you need to rework your plans. Mercury will be stationing retrograde towards the end of September, so try and get anything done before, let's say, the 24th of September. And Mercury is in a shadow period of the retrograde then, and things can be annoying online and work-wise and communication-wise. So if there is something important that you need to redo, check over, finalize and edit before 24th of September would be a better time. The 10 of Cups, the Ace of Wands and Justice card. Let's see what's going on here for you, Sagittarius. Looks like a wonderful end to the month. 3 of Pentacles. Now that's a great evolution from the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh my goodness, the Star card. This is stunning energy for the end of the month. I really hope you enjoy a fabulous end to your month, Sagittarius, going into October. So you may have been asked, this email or this correspondence or information may come through to you and they say, we need you on another team. The one you're working on isn't suitable for you anymore. The project you're on, it's not showing off your skills enough. We're gonna move you and we're gonna put you onto something else that will show your skills more, that you will, this is this recognition that you get. So a lot of you might be said, like, move to another area or something, or onto something else because you've been seen and they think that you'd be a great candidate for this. You'd be with people that are also like, you know, you just feel a bit more in alignment with these people, that you're on the same level as them. You're being seen as the valued person on this team or network or collaboration that you truly are. This is healing for you. This is validating for you because you've put everything into this and it's been depleting of your energy, and you need a bit of R&R maybe. You need this rest and relaxation. if this healing energy coming through is it's just wonderful. Let me think now for just a sec, Sagittarius. Okay, so this is the Aquarian sign. We do have Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius, which is, you know, together there might have been an area of your life, Sagittarius, that since, let's say, mid-May to the end of July had slowed down considerably, or you faced more challenges or obstacles in a certain area of your life for those 6 weeks. You've started to see that change now. You've started to see greater optimism in your life, where you have a better renewed sense of optimism and faith around teams and networks you're a part of. Even friendship groups are healing. You might be I see a lot of healing being possible this month for people that you love, not only yourself. It seems like when these people around you heal, be it family members, be it dear friends, be it people you work with, in turn you heal, because you can relax and stop thinking about that. Another thing that would be very healing and rejuvenating for some Sagittarius is watching would be this favorable outcome in a situation that's like a legal ruling or some sort of a legal entanglement still. That would be extremely healing, because you could probably move on, get some closure, regroup, start to focus on the things that you couldn't focus on when this was still in a way up phase. Now you're able to really immerse yourself in the team dynamic, in the collaboration you're part of. You're really able to hone your skills. It seems like you are a very skilled person with this, it's like a very unique and individual skill set that might not always be seen or appreciated in society, but it's extremely valuable, and especially it's valuable to the people that are like-minded and know this about you, if that makes sense. Well, you know what? I'm so happy to see this is a beautiful month. The only thing that I think that we can take out of this that could be a little harder to deal with is your overcoming, and this is overcoming. This is in the past, so it looks like September into October is going to be better. This is just you feeling conscious of letting people down. You realize that you can't keep everybody happy. There might be a feeling of being left out or overburdened at work, or in an area of your life that's kind of making you feel resentful that you might be getting taken advantage of because the money hadn't been so good, or like your resources weren't great from it. Another thing that might be just a bit of a snag is just that, you know, something that you've been working on is going to change direction now and maybe won't be brought to fulfillment with you there involved. That's what I'm seeing. But this looks great. Everybody holding you in great esteem by the end of the month. Your family so proud of you. Spending time at home and just enjoying that is very possible too. That's your reading, Sagittarius. I'll see you soon. And if you want to catch up on astrology, I do have a reading for personalized astrology for each sign for the month of September. So you can go over and find that video on my YouTube. It's under Virgo season, all signs astrology. I recommend knowing your rising sign so that you can look at this through the rising sign position, because I read astrology that way. It does provide greater accuracy. Thanks for watching. See you soon.